Good afternoon, Gary. Welcome to this week's podcast. And we've obviously, for a first, for obviously AmEveryGolfer, we have a studio guest.
We have several. Jacob, you're not going to babysit in the corner. You're definitely getting mentioned, okay?
Okay.
Jacob's going to take pictures of me. Oh, sorry.
No, that's just for you. He's usually going to take pictures of Rory. That's what it is for you, obviously. You have to understand. Sorry, let's introduce our guest first of all before we start to throw some questions at her. So,
Alison, you feel free to drop in your... Obviously, we know he's Alice McKechnie and you are the head of golf at GOLFIT.
Right. Yeah.
How long have you been there?
I've been there for nearly 2 years now. So the project GOLFIT only opened in August last year, but I've been there right from the very start of the project.
Did I see you on LinkedIn? You have sponsored Craig Ronald?
Craig Ronald
was he at Kirlook?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
He's
He's a good golfer.
Diney was
Yeah,
actually
he's good.
from Musical
That's a
Bright.
good golfer.
At Torrance House, yeah. Man,
So-
that's where he started.
Was
Torrance,
it?
Yeah. Diney was at Torrance. I know Diney from school, from growing up, from Musical Bright. Yeah, we played the same.
You're not the same age as Craig.
No, I'm much younger.
I worked with Craig as well. When I did hole in golf, I worked with Craig.
Did you?
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. So he's
Yeah.
just became part of our pro team at GOLFIT. So he's delivering lessons
okay.
and things
So
like
how does that work? He's sponsored by SGGT and he's at your driving range?
that. Oh, it's not a problem.
There's no conflict of interest at all.
No.
I told you we'll look for things. So how's it going then? Because I've not been yet, to be fair, I've not been to Top Golf yet either. So I know you are kind of like them. Is it all right to say that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a driving range, but we're much more than a driving range as well. So we've got 9-hole golf course there, which was Old Letham Hill.
All right.
Owned by Glasgow City Council. So we took that over back in 2018 to develop GOLFIT on it. So obviously it was 18 holes, but we've cut it down to 9 holes.
I didn't know that.
So we've completely redeveloped it. Every hole's been redesigned. So we had our course architect, Scott McPherson, he redesigned the full course, new tees, new greens,
Very
all
good.
USGA spec.
Spin.
Our,
Does that mean we get a wee free game there? Does that mean?
I think maybe we should push for that
I am never shy of asking for
guy.
that.
Try for a freebie.
and our head greenkeeper, he came from Royal Troon as well.
Oh,
so
wow.
we've got a fantastic team.
No pressure.
No pressure.
And just that has an effect on the cost then, because his agronomy skills will be incredible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the course is in great condition.
I've not played Letham for 15 years, maybe 10 years, maybe more.
Yeah,
More than that, you think?
Changed a lot. Yeah, it's a great setup. It really is. And what we've done with the golf course is our sort of ethos is getting new people into the game, especially young people as well. Try to break down the barriers that are usually associated with getting into the game. On the driving range, we offer free equipment to anybody that comes along, and it's unlimited balls for the time.
Is there T100Ss for hire?
Not quite. I wish there was.
Mark, you get the other side of the fence.
I know.
Right? Here's the 3, there's the 4.
Get a match
One
set.
at a time.
So have you got a manufacturer sponsor then for that?
So Callaway support us on that. And
Paradigm.
It's their,
Apex Pro.
it's not quite. It's their sort of indestructible clubs. Their strata clubs.
Gary needs
I
to.
need that.
But it's been amazing seeing the amount of golfers coming through
Brilliant.
without any equipment. And for
Brilliant.
that not to be a barrier for them to get into the game. And then also on the golf course, we've got 5 different tee positions. One of them being a big, huge star, which is aimed at beginner golfers and kids getting into the game. So it's like a par 3 position basically on every hole.
That's brilliant.
That's a short tee
So you-
position.
That is absolutely perfect. Short game. Give me a wedge all day.
What, you're a driver?
It's the only chance I've got to win any money.
That's it.
We play 50 pence a par and a pound a birdie.
Right.
And then a fiver for 9 and a fiver for 18. I never win a penny. We've got a friend, Roddy.
I mean, he's not a friend.
And we
He's an associate.
He's an amazing friend. And he's got the dodgiest handicap known to mankind.
He's a bandit.
So when I was at Mar Hall, we won the members guest day twice.
Right.
Both times by double digits. And me off +2 and Roddy was off. The first time we won it, he was off 20. So a couple of the holes, he's like, yeah, that's 2. And in the par 3, I've told this story before, but it is the best story ever. We put the second at Mar Hall, real long par 3 for the back tees, and it was a wee bit windy as well, Alison. So I had 3, I think, right to the back, so 240, 230 yards to the back. Roddy pulls out his driver, and the guy that we were playing with and his friend, he nudged his friend and said, look at this, because he's out the driver. And he plays with a wicked fade. We won't say a slice, right? It's a wicked fade, a power fade.
Yeah.
He aims for the big tree in the bunker.
Right.
And he bashes this driver, and the guy's laughs at Roddy, and Roddy went, come on, baby. So just started to come back in, and it bounced on top of the bunker, and the section that comes in, bounced on top of the bunker, rolled to about 4 inches. Roddy pretended he never heard what the guy had said, but then when he walked on, knocked his putt, and he said, mate, the guy looked, yes, very posh. That's a 1.
Brilliant.
So Roddy would like that par 3, and he plays with. It's an infamous on our podcast. We're going to get it and take pictures of it for our podcast.
You don't believe actually how bad that is.
It's the worst nick you've ever seen in a golf club.
We've painted this up as being something unbelievable, you know, be some sort of like magical thing.
With stars, got a unicorn in the end. He calls it the wand.
Right, okay.
He hits his rescue at 125 yards.
Right.
And it spins.
Oh,
it spins back. It's just the best thing ever, isn't it? And you see people looking at him. Everybody's got a 52, and Roddy's got a rescue, and he's got
52.
He's got a swing like a giraffe taking a drink. He's like really stretched out, and they're like, "Who is this guy?"
When he said that to me on Saturday, they were saying, "I almost missed that one."
You're nowhere near it when you're lining up, mate.
I thought, you always miss it every single time, Roddy. Why would this be any different?
And see the thing is, do you as do you use TrackMan or Top Tracer or Quad?
Both. We've got Top Tracer in every bay and a TrackMan studio as well.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
so we had Mike on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I've known Mike. I've known Mike Malone for years, and he was so good, wasn't he?
He was good.
I mean, for 50 minutes on Zoom, we probably didn't even scratch the surface. But my reason for mentioning that there is that we're giving Roddy a hard time here, and he won't mind at all. But I tell you, he's a better ball striker than me. So see, when you look at if you miss it by 0.4 mil in the club face, never Roddy. Roddy's like 2 mils.
Really?
Oh, he's honestly, Alison, he's just, when you hear the noise, he doesn't know where is it. Well, he's got R11s. That's what he uses for his irons, and they're no 4s, they're cast.
That's right. Yeah.
But the noise off them, you're like, he's middled that again
every time.
And then his driver, plunk. You're like. I mean, don't get us wrong, you put it a wedge past him, but he's Bing Crosby, straight down the middle, and every time.
What is it to say? No pictures and scorecards?
Well, that's what they say. Scorecard didn't tell you how ugly your game was,
No,
is it?
not at all. You know.
So what do you think? I think that is amazing that you're getting kids back into golf, because I think we had a huge boom through COVID.
Absolutely.
Amazing, because it was part of you're allowed to do some exercise and there's nobody else there, you're in the fresh air. So I think clubs have really struggled to maintain that all the way through.
100%.
And I think now, because so many golf clubs are going down the tubes or going from 18 holes down to 9 holes, and then I'm not saying they're copying news.
No.
But they're trying to build in a practice facility and take their 18 holes into 9 holes, because they know they just can't service the members that are there or who are leaving. Because we, obviously me and Mark talk a fair amount. And we spoke to one of the general managers, and he said that during COVID, on an 18 hole, that will remain nameless obviously, to protect the innocent, he had 950 members. Now that's impossible to service them if 3/4 of them turn out to play a medal on a Saturday.
You forget it.
You're not time.
No.
And guess what his membership base is as of the 1st of April this year? 340.
Oh my God.
So they're getting torrents of abuse from the owners to try and recoup the finance for that. So there's no return on investment for sponsors. They're finding it harder to sell that. They're finding it harder to sell membership.
Yeah.
That's where I think golf always got a brilliant opportunity for what you've just said.
Yeah, absolutely. So even, the work that I did before we opened in August last year. So I initially went in to do the schools and community role, where I was actually out delivering within the local schools close by GOLFIT, and then making relationships with the local community groups as well.
Brilliant.
And that's helped us massively.
Have you seen them coming to the golf course?
We've seen them coming in.
That's that bit. I'm not interrupting you. I'm just chucking things at you, right?
But that was a huge amount of work that we're now seeing that's paying dividends, because these kids, and not even kids, young adults with additional support needs and things like that, are all coming to us now.
That's brilliant.
And actually taking up the game. Our junior pathway programme is hugely successful as well. So we're up close to about 100 kids who come see us every week at GOLFIT. And we've also got a ladies only programme at GOLFIT as well.
Even better.
Which is great. So
you've got, is it women's in golf?
Yes, ladies learn golf. Yeah, is what we do at GOLFIT.
I've been chatting to them as well to come on. You've took on somebody for that, haven't you? Somebody's took the role.
We've got the women's golf community that come and see us every month. Yeah, so they. I'm
not stalking you on LinkedIn, like the same as I do with Mike.
Yeah,
I've got an invested interest in golf. I promise. I hide my face. Hi.
So they're a group that are, they're groups all across the UK, and they've got a group specifically in Glasgow. So they're about 30 women. They all play at different golf clubs and things like that. And then they come and see us once a month. And
do you
like
do a
social
group lesson for
space.
teaching her, or do you just have a coffee and a networking?
They just have a bit of a practice session, a bit of a social, and then they feed into our women's only programme, and then our programme feeds into them as well. It's just it's a safe space for, you know, women and girls to come along, have a bit of a practice, get to meet new people as well.
No worry about us guys shouting behind them, hurry
That's
up!
it.
That's how it is. I never do that, but I never do that.
I've never been proven.
Never.
But that's the big thing as well, because obviously, you know, Gary and I speak about all forms of golf, and this is about ordinary people playing golf. But I think this sort of disparity between young girls is sort of 12 to 14, and they don't make that step into sort of adulthood. And there's that sort of gap, isn't there, between...
He just got brilliant questions,
you know,
didn't he?
but it's
just good, isn't he?
so how do you guys intend to try and sort of fill that gap, and what's the plans for young female golfers, you know, go for? Because if you look at the women's tour just now, and especially... I'm a massive...
He's a massive fan. I love it because their swing's so much better than mine. I love it.
But I'll watch it, and obviously we'll talk about Nelly Corder, because once again, Nelly's won again the weekend, and you know, 6 out of 7 is amazing. And I think probably technically one of the best swings you could possibly see.
Yeah.
As good as Rory's, but
Excuse me?
you know, as good as Rory's, you know it is, you know it's true. Gary has a Rory love in every week, and the good thing is this week we don't have
Obsessed by him.
there is no Rory love in, because we'll talk about the USPG in a bit, and we'll talk about
I blame his wife. Ex-wife, sorry.
ex-wife. I know.
What a time to divorce my friend.
Major
What?
Gary's it true?
My bestie. He's divorced my bestie.
Are the
before a major.
rumours true that you and Rory?
I am filed in the divorce. Rory's stalker. I don't know if it's a divorce or a court case. It's one of the two.
Or both, maybe. You know, who is Gary Shillady? Yeah, you don't know.
It's that guy.
So how do you guys intend to, specifically probably you, because obviously you've got an interest in that bridge that gap between the sort of 12 to 14-year-old taking the step into adulthood as a female golfer.
Yeah.
And I was obviously not just from the social aspect of it, but also from the fitness point of view. And golf's a great thing for just being a good sort of person, because it's kind of self-policing as well. And I think most guys who are good golfers, I mean guys as in, you know, metaphorically speaking, are generally decent people as well. You know, if you're an arsehole on the golf course, you're an arsehole in life. You know, so
Cover your bad.
yeah. Okay. But you generally, if you find somebody who's a good guy in the golf course, they're generally a good guy in real life as well.
No,
you know,
absolutely. I agree.
What's the plan for that then?
So, I mean, for me, having gone through, you know, when I started playing, I was the only girl. So I grew up at Eldersley Golf Club. That's
Very
my
nice.
home course. And for me, it's kind of getting the mass numbers of women and girls in, and showing them that there's actually a pathway into the next part.
So I'm going to jump in because my brain works at 100 miles an hour. Well, I'm really good at it. How did that make you feel though when you're, because that really interests me in a sycophantic way, obviously, that you're there, obviously a really good golfer, PGA obviously, so but you're there and you're 3 or 4 years probably who were at that level. How do you then, it must be really difficult to play a medal, find somebody to play with, and then there's obviously that stigma where us old guys are normal, back then, not now, were looked at, hurry up.
Yeah.
That must have been so
tough,
destroying. You don't even mention MD, but you can if you want to, but I'm not joking.
I mean, one memory in particular was when I was playing...
Dear lawyer.
When I was playing a team match for Eldersley, and I can't even remember what club we were playing against, conveniently, but one of the boys refused to play me because I was a girl.
Seriously?
That is honest.
Seriously.
I mean, that's outrageous.
Really? Yeah, honestly.
Were you playing with the normal team then?
I was playing with the normal team, off scratch.
Didn't want to get his bum felt. That's what that is. That's what it is. He didn't want to get his I would say something else, but he doesn't want to get pumped. That's what that is.
Yeah.
You see, if you said that like
that's terrible.
30, 40 years ago, you'd be like, okay, it was an era thing.
I don't take this the wrong way, but see 30, 40 years ago, you would have said, at my age group, I would guarantee you 50-year-olds would be saying, oh, for God's sake, what's she doing here?
Yeah.
And my wee girl's 8 and she can, I've got a video I'll show you before we leave. She hits a tremendous driver. I can't help but take her to the golf. I don't take her enough, but my wife's watching, I don't take her enough, all right. And she's 4 nights a week at gymnastics for 4 hours, so she's busy. But even when I look at that, I see somebody treat my daughter like that. That would drive me insane.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much of it. I mean, the sad part is it does still go on to this day.
There's no way it doesn't.
You know, it's just one of those things. But for me, you know,
You must take satisfaction in beating them. You must. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, aye.
But I was able to kind of just switch off from that, and the love that I had for the game eventually
Outweighs that.
Yeah, it outweighed it.
Did you beat him?
Well,
didn't play him?
I never played him in the
So
end.
just nobody
we
forced
had to
nobody
get-
forced the issue.
We had to get somebody else in to play
See,
me.
that's bad as well from a convener point of
terrible.
view, from the club's point of view. Where does the club stand with that?
But then again, at that point, and we're going down a tangent I don't want to go down, but I'm going to say it anyway. But at that point, no, back in that day, the guys who were greenskin keeper, handicap conveners, their mindset was the exact same as that guy who's told you he doesn't want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that video that's going viral just now with the girls at the driving range and the guy says, I'll show you how to fix that. And she's like, aye, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I'm just making a swing change. The guy's like, see what I told you?
See if you just, see P1, you're miles away, pal. You might.
And does your hits, he went, see, I told you.
And she knocks it 40 yards by him.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
But that's classic, and that's that sort of mentality that it's just stupid stuff.
Is it changing?
It is slowly.
Is
but
it
surely
palpable?
Getting
Or-
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're definitely as a nation getting more girls in the sport, which is great. But back to your question, you know, how do we change that in terms of people dropping out? And it's the same with boys as well. You know, we've got that dropout when they get into teenage years and into young adults
Football
as well.
and
That's it.
PlayStations.
Other things take over. But for certainly from the girls' point of view, if you can get a good solid group there of friends and
They'll
people
always
they can
come back.
socialise with, they'll always come back. And then it's about putting on the right competitions.
Yeah.
It's about putting on the right coaching, making sure they're supported as well, and that will help them through. But for sure, I mean, we do need to do more to get more women and girls into the game. I think Scottish Golf did a stat where it was us as a nation are sitting about 12%. In terms of the women and girls that we've got.
Is that it?
And when you look at like Germany,
Japan, Korea,
all the other
America,
countries,
Canada,
you know, they're-
Australia.
We spoke about Korea,
Massively,
the
yeah.
Korean tour. It's a massive thing in HG Kim. She's a superstar.
And
You know,
is Zhang American? Is Zhang American?
Rose Zhang.
Was that she was American?
Yeah,
was
Rose
she?
Zhang, yeah.
What a golfer she is.
I know.
Jesus.
She's not bad.
I would refuse to play with a girl
Rose
like that guy just on the fact that I was going to get hammered. Not because I didn't want to play her.
You refuse to play with Nelly Corder. Keep like, Nelly, you hit it pull past me. Please don't do that.
What did she hit it? What is her stat?
270, 280, isn't she? Yeah.
Oh, she's hitting that. I'm all right with that.
You're all right with that, yeah.
It's a short game though.
I'm a-
Short game and putting.
So
If she could putt, she would be unbeatable.
yeah.
I'll teach her. I'll show her.
Yeah. Well, actually, we've got a golf coach covering quiz to talk about putting.
You know Kirsten Scott?
Oh yeah. I
So
know
Kirsten was a pro at Mar Hall for a
That's
while.
right. Yeah.
Kirsten's going to come on as well.
Ah, brilliant. Excellent. Yeah. I know
She's a
Kirsten
great
well.
putting coach.
Yes.
And she was in Golf Monthly for it, wasn't she?
That's right.
I read the article and I wasn't in a private plane. I was cattle class.
Oh,
You
yeah,
don't know what
okay.
that is, Mark. And I was reading an article, and I think I kept a magazine for about 4 months.
Right.
Because I just kept reading it. Because I'm Billy Horschel. I'm kind of slightly open.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm getting old and I can't see down the line when I stand normally, so I kind of open a wee bit and I can see. I'm not a bad putter.
You're a good putter.
I'll putt
yeah.
well. Oh, and not be narcissistic, but +2, you need to be a good putter or a good short game.
Yeah.
But there's so much I need to improve on. Like my swing is violence from the knees to ball strike.
Right.
The classic Seve, you can look like a beast, but as long as you're a beauty when you hit it,
Yeah.
I wish.
You wish you were saying it.
I know I could stroke myself. I might be Rory.
Yeah, but Rory doesn't want to be Rory. That's the thing. That's the problem.
You know Ricky at Hollywood
Yes.
So I used to look after Hollywood in my old job
Right.
with the
Okay.
3D flyovers and stuff. I think he barred me for the Rory bit up the stairs that he just walked around all his memorabilia
right.
there. And
Yeah.
I've got about 1 million pictures of it. As if I was the only person there.
Bits went missing. That's why.
You've got it all.
It's like James Bond, took my glass cutter, take the bag out. And we walked with him at the Ryder Cup at the 12th
Oh, nice.
when him and Ricky were playing.
Uh-huh.
We get the A4 boards and we kind of walked next to it. It was superb, to be fair. And I've told Mark, it's just a different game altogether.
100%.
You're like,
Yeah.
it's a game I don't understand. It is. And then you're talking to the guys at the PG, they're saying, what would a scratch handicapper shoot around here? And they went,
90.
90.
Yeah,
And
it's all good.
that absolute narcissist in me is thinking, I'll never shoot 90.
However, we played
We
Augusta.
played Augusta.
In our
I think
head.
I shot 81.
Yeah, you shot 81. I was 82. Yeah, we're a bit.
On the first green, probably.
Yeah, we give ourselves 2 putts on every hole. So
Have you seen a Dare Manor yet?
No, I haven't. No, I've not been over that.
I
that
wax
kind of
lyrical
fluids.
about it every time this podcast's on. And we must be getting really repetitive. I thought they say nonsense. I love a dear manner.
If it's not Rory, it's a dear man, for goodness sake.
I know. You think I'd have a sponsor by now, wouldn't you?
I know. By now. Right, well, we'll go to something different, and obviously we'll get Alison's take on this. So let's talk about the USPGA. And
What's your take on the USPGA first then?
Oof.
What did you think of it? Course setup?
I mean, it's difficult. You know, the rough was pretty high and things like that.
New bluegrass, wasn't there?
Yeah,
They were saying
that's
they're
right.
trying to put more bluegrass into more of the courses. I'll correct myself on that. Not too far south though, because it doesn't do too well in heat. But they said it's almost like fingers within grass. That doesn't sound great, doesn't it? No.
it sounds like a lost ball, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Past the first cut, and you're searching for 10 minutes trying to find something.
But with the greens, I thought they were awesome.
They were.
They did look good. They did look really good.
The whole course looked fantastic, to be honest, and considering the transition it's made since the last time.
I did sweat a bit when Bryson DeChambeau was doing well.
Yeah.
I was sweating.
Well, we've spoken about it before, and
I lives all right
Yeah.
in MD else's world. It's just, and I'm not being controversial. I'm just not a live fan. I'm not a live fan.
And Bryson was probably one of the worst as well. And Bryson obviously had a bit of an issue from when previously there was an arrogance about him. And, but I do think
Just a wee bit.
this newer version of Bryson, this 2.0, and I quite like it because he was more engaged. He seems a more
awfully pro PGA.
Yeah, and
wasn't he?
There's a bit of humility there as well.
I actually smelled the TV and I was like, that smells like he's trying to come back to the PGA. It smells like it.
Did you smell this shit?
And Bruce Koepka didn't have any live
No gear.
stuff on his hat or
That's
his
right.
t-shirt.
Yeah, noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe he
well,
spent his 130 million and needs to come back to the PGA
for another 130.
for another 130.
I know. But it was good to see Xander. It's obviously
So good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
because he's been
brilliant.
given this reputation of being this perennial guy who just finishes runner up. But
I bet he doesn't use the golf clubs that are indestructible at the GOLFIT.
Maybe not.
He might do. You never know.
And is it? I spoke to a Calgary staff player, and hits the ball further than I go on my holidays. I won't say his name because I've not got his permission yet. Really nice guy, to be honest. Incredible distances, but he said the paradigm is so hard to move a golf ball. That true?
I've not fully tried it.
I need
to
that
be
then.
honest. Yeah.
I need that.
I think everybody needs
I
that
need
club.
Callaway, we are here for sponsorship.
I think obviously what the guys are doing, the top brands and stuff with weighting and things like that, it's just incredible. these
Emma
days.
like this 10,000 obviously is just the way to go in it. And see me
So-
try to explain that to people who know who are less of, or who are more of a handicap. People have just not read about it because there's high handicappers who are 100 times cleverer than I am. That's for sure. They just don't get that, and then when they go and buy a driver, they buy the most expensive driver with the weight furthest forward. Centre of gravity is just a nightmare. Spins through the roof. It either drops at the sky, or their power fade that I play with is now my boomerang. And you go, how much for the driver? 600 quid. Entirely waste of money there.
Yeah, but I'll take it.
Do you find that as a pro? Do you find that as a pro?
100%, yeah. I think people don't realise the power of custom fitting, you know, and I used to have it.
I love that. I know you probably haven't. I'm not putting you on the spot. But if you watch the other podcasts, I went for a PX3 fitting. And it just, didn't it?
It blew your mind.
It blew my mind.
Yeah.
I'll just hit that again. I'm sorry. I keep doing it. I'll do it again for you, right? It blew my mind. And I've always been an advocate of custom fitting. I'm Billy Average. I'm 5'9". I can take stuff off the shelf. I used to be 1 degree flat, but for some reason PX3 kept it flat and put a 1/4 inch onto the shaft.
Right, okay.
And it just it narrowed that out. And see my dispersion? It was visible to your eye.
Just went like that.
That's my fault. Just blame Gary. It was visibly 4 yards better, without a shadow of a doubt. But on TrackMan, oh my God. I was actually, I stared at the screen and Tom looked at me as if I had zoned out for 5 minutes. And he's like, "You all right?" And I'm like, I can't believe that. I couldn't.
Yeah, it's massive.
Nobody's ever told me in a custom fitting, put a 1/4 inch on your shaft, ever. And then he popped on and I, see at first, obviously my spine angle's not great. It's kind of rounded. It's not that Adam Scott perfect angle. But it obviously made me stand up a bit better. And I deliberately aim 3-4 yards left every time. But I thought, I'm just going to hit that. I'm going to try and hit the pin. Or towards the pin, sorry. I just launched it towards it and it instantly 4 yards. And the dispersion went, huh?
Yeah. Wow. It's massive, isn't
I'm a massive advocate. I tell everybody every week on here, Even if you're buying second hand and they're forged, go and get them bent.
Yeah.
Get them.
100%. Yeah. No, I would totally agree. I've had, guys and girls come along for lessons and stuff like that. And whatever we're working on technically, I'm like, well, you actually need to go and, when we put them on TrackMan, change your clubs, change your driver, have a look at a different shaft and stuff like that. Because there's only so far you can go with the club, but also there's only so far you can teach as well before it's then, the club.
Yeah.
But yeah, power of custom fittings, awesome. Unbelievable.
But what we said would be quite interesting was if you went to 4 or 5 different manufacturers.
That's what we want to do.
Yes.
And see if they actually gave you the same fitting.
Yeah.
Because technically speaking, they should. If they're all using, a similar technology, and if they're all giving you the best fitting for you.
Great point.
It should be.
Everybody is using either TrackMan or Quad.
Yeah.
Everybody is. And if they aren't, then, sorry, this might be controversial, don't go and get custom fitted.
Yeah.
Because if they're putting the old school, when I was
the light tape,
they put the tape at the bottom and you go, right, you're upright or you're flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that might be the case a wee bit, but I remember getting fitted back in the day, 1 degree flat, when I knew in my head that I was just standard. And if I won the Euro Millions, I'd need to tap you a fiver to get a draw. I just can't draw the ball for love nor money. And I had this lovely wee 4-yard draw. And my mates waxed lyrical about it, but I looked at it and I thought, that's the ugliest golf shot I have ever seen in my life. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. I think I was 4 at the time handicap. And you should, not be disrespectful again, but you kind of know where your club head is when you're kind of a low handicapper.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get it. And I went and got custom fitted, and the very first thing they said, and great fit, I won't say who he was. He said, well, why are you 1 degree flat? And I'm like, I don't know. The guy fitted me for him. Don't go there again. Okay. And then you see TrackMan and Quad, and you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of something like TrackMan, where we're talking about, obviously, where it benefits the ordinary people and the ordinary golfer. It's things like that. You've been fitted for 1 degree flat for a long, long time.
Years.
And had someone never said to you, you'd have still been fitted for 1 degree flat.
And wondering why I was getting worse instead of better.
You think so? It must be just the old age.
Do you think golfers are becoming smart to it and asking for custom fitting, or do you think we're not at that tipping point yet?
I think the golfers who are in the game are getting smarter, and they won't buy clubs unless they're being custom fitted.
Right.
I used to, I still say to all my clients as well, like, you're going to go and invest, hundreds and hundreds of pounds, potentially thousands of pounds in new clubs. You want to make sure they're right for you. You don't want to buy them off the shelf and just think, oh, right, these are fine.
I mean, you get to be an old fat like me, my next clubs will be the last clubs I buy.
They'll see you out.
Aye. They'll probably last longer than me, to be quite honest.
Hence why you watch T100Ss.
Honestly, I hit them, and I will say when I hit the PXGs, the tours with the wee weight at the bottom, and they put the heavier weight in. I like to feel the club head.
Yep.
Yeah, in my mind, I kind of know where I'm at then. And because I save it, like I said, it's ugly, but I save it. The T100, they just stay in the air. I know it's no creating spin, it's the 2 degrees strong.
Yeah.
And they just look, it just felt. Don't get us wrong, the 150s are softer than the T100Ss, yeah?
That's right, yeah, I think so.
And it just felt amazing, but they're too damn expensive. But the 100Ss, I took them off the shelf, and the guy at American Golf, he let me hit them, and I was like, I didn't. He just said to us, which was quite good. He said, "Do you play?" I said, "Well, I like to think I can play now and again." And I hit a couple of shots, and he just said, "I'll just leave you alone." I was like, yes. I was flushing this 7-iron. I was like, "Oh man!" And then I hit your butter knives. My God, man. He's got MBs.
What have you got?
He's got Apex Pros, but he gave me alone a set of immaculate
Apex
Callaway
MBs.
Apex MBs
as well.
I was all spreading toast with
I
the
was just
things.
about to say, butter your toast with them.
Yeah. But they look
that
the dogs.
pinky, I still don't have any nerves in that pinky.
Why do you think my pinky looks like that?
See, to be fair, I shot 400.
Yeah, that's some of the guys like, I've not played for about 3 years. I'm not really going to be any good.
See, at that point, I genuinely hadn't played for.
Are we going to go
13, 14
down
months?
this road again?
No,
Really?
you didn't brought it up.
Oh, no, I never brought it up. It was a funny anecdote.
They were beautiful. They were, see, you look at, you were like, oh, they look tremendous.
They look good.
But I hit a 4-iron. I hit 1 4-iron, and you just went good shot. And I didn't have the heart to say that has just shattered my elbow.
I've no bones left in my.
I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's fine. Big tough guy. That was so painful. But they're beautiful. But yeah, I need 2 on head. I need 2 100Ss in my life.
You need.
I do. I'm just still trying to. It's like I actually feel as if I'm on withdrawal if I don't get them.
Clearly.
And I do know I'm talking
Like an
about
addict, honestly. It's terrible.
my wife's furious because I do that. I went.
No, she's not furious. She's just fed up. That's
That's probably the point. Aye. My wife's name's Lorraine, but I call her Shells. I could just see Shells' eyes start to fill up as if to say, come on.
Here we go again.
Aye. Yeah, and last night I was watching Rebus and she's like,
T100.
do you want the golf on? And I'm like,
No, Rory's not winning.
yes. No, what to say, can we?
I know. But obviously going back to the PGA, and I thought it was really good to see Victor.
Sorry, we digressed there, didn't we?
Yeah, we digressed there.
Sorry.
You'll find that that's what we do. We tend to sort of meander. Like, we have this list of things
Victor
we're going to actually
Hovland.
talk about. And we start off with, the first podcast started with 10, and we got out to 4. We actually got down to number 4, didn't we, or something? And we actually managed to get 3 or 4 podcasts out of the other.
I have my
6
laptop open just to have a look at a black screen.
Yeah, it's got solitaire on it.
Oh, so your notes are... I hit that again, sorry. Your notes are none.
Yeah. But obviously it was
What
good
would
to
you
see
shoot on the
Victor.
PGA?
Yeah, come on. We were told it would be 90 for a scratch golfer. What would you shoot? Come on.
So what was your official handicap before you turned pro then?
I was +2, same as yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So if a scratch golfer shooting 90,
88.
yeah,
86 on a good day.
What's the strongest part of your game, Alison?
driving off the tee, definitely. When I played on the ladies tour for a wee while, because I did that before I did my PGA.
Oh.
Just dropping that in there.
Just, can you hear that mic drop there?
I was one of the longest
Brilliant.
out there. I'm on a bit of a mission this year to try and hit it over 300.
Okay. So what are you averaging then in the tour?
299.
272.
272.
But 272.
That's a good ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good ball.
Furthest I've hit is 293. That's been my furthest.
Downhill, icy.
With a Molotov again.
299.
Oh, talking about golf balls, I was obviously driving these last
See,
week.
they were digressing again here.
Wait to hear, I found a Dunlop 65.
You didn't.
I did. And amongst all
Do you know what DDH stands for in the Dunlop golf ball?
No?
Dodecahedron. I didn't know that either, so he pulled that out of the bag.
I know.
Anyway,
was
so
a skill
driving,
day for Gary.
you hitting Titleist driver then? Are you
Yes.
TSR 3? You'll
Yes,
be
yes.
low spin bomb.
Yeah, it's a brilliant.
Never playing you.
No, never. 217, that's a good ball.
Come for a playing lesson, Gary. Get to France. Well, so you can laugh at me.
That's good. So what's the weakest point of game?
Probably
Putting.
short game. Short game putting.
No,
yeah.
if you're playing on the tour, and at that level, that's your weakest part
Well,
of the game.
that's what it was. And in terms of, I played with girls who were up there. I came through in the same areas like Charlie Hull, Georgia Hall, all those kind of girls. They
Tough school.
That's a good couple of name drops here, isn't it? Absolutely.
What about Booth, Callie Booth?
Yes.
How good?
Really good. Really good.
Is she in America now? Or she dropped a tour? She dropped a tour.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You don't see her much anymore,
No,
don't you know?
I'm not sure. She was sort of...
She went mental on social media, didn't she?
Yeah.
Brilliant,
yeah.
boomed.
Yeah.
So she was a couple of years sort of above me in terms of the Scotland stuff, because we both kind of went through the Scotland setup at roughly the same time, but she was sort of a couple of years older than me.
Our brother
so-
can launch it.
Yeah,
Wallace, Jesus.
Yeah.
I played in the Europro
Uh-huh.
very badly. Right, very badly. And I stood in the practice round and I was the 18th at Mar Hall when it was at Mar Hall
Yeah.
with Wallace Booth. And at the time they were giving you a bottle of whiskey and it was, Mar Hall's quite posh obviously, so nobody could steal it. But there was almost a tea market, but a bottle of whiskey embedded in the wood. So it's been carved on the boot so nobody could get it. But you got an equivalent if you got a 2. And he's like, that's feasible. And I'm like, I'm a driver wedge. And he smashed this thing right of the tree, aimed for the hotel. And I'm like, yeah, that's far. I can't see that anymore.
That's quite close.
I didn't know where that's bounced. And I hit my shot, and he's still walking. I'm like, has he just chucked it? It was on the bloody green.
Jeez.
It's like 360 or something, up a hill,
That's crazy.
and round a corner.
Mm-hmm.
He just
That's
strung like bull. Just bash. I'm like, he's broke about 6 windows. You might have heard the noise after this thing. 4 arms at my thighs, just bush. Wow. Aye, anyway,
it's
sorry.
incredible.
So, do you gap properly then for all your irons?
Yeah, so I've actually got 4 wedges in the bag, believe it or
Oh,
not. Short game's
50,
terrible, but
48, 52, 56, 60?
that's the one. Yeah. Because my
All they just the bottom.
T100Ss are
Have they?
stronger.
Yeah, they are.
lofts.
Yeah.
You get some Yokies, though. Listen, he's got some Yoki
He said 2 weeks ago, I've got a
No,
Yoki
about
wedge.
6 weeks ago, Yoki wedges.
A Yoki wedge.
You know, and guys like,
He ended up
Yoki-
with egg in his face.
yeah, Yokis are much better, to be honest, than the Vokies.
That's it.
Is that why you put 4 wedges in then? To compensate
Yes.
for that
Uh-huh.
2-yard dispersion?
Because the pitching wedge is 2 degrees stronger as well.
So was it 44, is it?
44, yeah, it is.
Not that I've done much research.
No.
into it.
So in terms of, your usual kind of bag set up between your pitch and wedge, and then you would have a gap wedge.
Yeah.
There was just too much of a gap within there.
And then see that, I know we're talking about Titleist T100S, that's quite good for you because Taylor, Titleist ambassador nearly. So see the gap, the attack wedge or gap wedge, whatever they call it, after the pitching wedge, and does that go to 46 then?
So that goes to 48 for me.
Right, but they, as part of the set then? Right.
So, yes, that will do. Yeah, 46, yeah.
And that would, and I think they look incredible, but my favourite club in the bag's a 48, or 52 wedge was my favourite golf club ever.
Yeah.
So that gap is way too big then, isn't it?
Absolutely.
40, 52.
Yes.
Oof, that's made me think.
It's massive.
Aye.
So I went to Graham Noblet over at Craigie Law. So he
great
fitted
golf
me.
course.
Yeah.
He can hit a ball.
Yeah. He's brilliant. And I'd never had 4 wedges in the bag. And he put me through, obviously, TrackMan and stuff like that. And we did the gapping and things. And he was like, you definitely need 4 wedges in your bag.
My God,
There was too big of a gap in between them. And then what I also did on the other side, because I hit my hybrids really, really good, because my long game's the best part of the game. And I actually added in another hybrid and took away my 5-iron as well.
Did you?
So
Okay.
I just got a lot
Took
more
away a 5-iron?
Took away a 5-iron, yep.
So you rescue in the bag then?
Yeah.
Rescue, yeah. I've actually got 2 rescues. I've got a 3 and a 5. And again, that just closed the gap between that 5-iron and then my 3-wood.
And that's another thing that us mortals, I'm not saying you're a goddess, right? But us mortals, we don't think hard enough about that, do we? Because we go, if I'm buying a new bag, we go driver, 3-wood, rescue, 4-iron.
Yes.
Mental. I love a 3-iron. Off the tee, no off the deck, no a nice tight links.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But off the tee, a 3-iron, especially Matt Hall, or even if you're talking about covels, we remember a banging a 3-iron off a tee is just amazing. You've got a wee driving iron.
Yeah.
That's a nice wee one. I hit yours.
It's based on a 2-iron though.
Aye, so that's quite good.
But that sort of fills that gap as well. So
Did you think of that, or did you just buy it?
No, I just bought it. I didn't actually think of anything.
That's made me really think. My brain's full of crashing cars just now. We're having the 2 rescues in there, no 5-iron in there, and then 4 wedges. That's I'm definitely getting T100Ss again, right? But 4 wedges.
I know.
But it's come back to actually, we spoke about it before, is getting clubs that you actually use.
Aye.
We spoke about the biggest thing that people, you go to a driving range and you just go and hit a driver.
Yep.
Now, you use a driver 14 times in a round. If you've got 4 par 3s.
Yeah.
You use your putter minimum, probably 36 times if you're 2-putting every single green. But nobody practices. You don't go to a putting range. You
No.
go to,
That's right.
So see if you put that on as if you put that on as a lesson. So you say I'm putting a short game on. Do you find you get less people coming to that as you do for people who come and just want to smash a driver?
Yeah, I would say so on the whole. Yeah,
That frustrates the life out of you.
It does.
Aye. Because you think everybody in here needs a lesson on your short game. Everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely, yeah. Well, you think of that, so even the 75 to 100 mark, which is a huge start.
That's my favourite.
Everybody can improve within that area.
I think it makes the biggest difference to your score.
Why?
And it's strange, obviously, you played the European Tour and you said that was the weakest part of your game, because normally for a pro, that's probably the strongest part of their game.
Rory?
Yeah.
Weak as.
Yeah, you look at Rory, yeah.
What would you say his problem is? I'm not telling you that I'm not saying that. When you look at
His problem is Gary Shillady.
when I look at his wedges, I don't think it's all, and I love the guy.
Too steep.
It's manufactured and so steep.
Yeah.
And that's me coming from the outside in and just my own analysis of my golf swing, and then looking at how our golf swing works in biomechanics and body mechanics and muscle memory. And you look at Rory and you think he's either trying to stop it at 3/4 or he's really trying to be so deliberate. And I'm not saying I'm the best short game, but my short game's a big strength for me. When I've got my 52, I can play my 52 for 30 yards to 110 yards, and I love 3/4. I only play 3/4 shots. I don't hit full swing. I get to 10 o'clock, and then my transitions to half past as I start my downswing. That's how my brain works for that. So I hit 52s, and sometimes I look at Rory and I just think, why at the Pomp when Dustin Johnson, before he left to go to live, his wedge play was just incredible. Dustin Johnson, he just shot to number 1. And Rory's all-round game, he was 1-1-1-1-1-1, first driving, first fairway, first long hands. Then he go to short game and he was like 150th in your league. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Does that must frustrate you. You must have analysed all of that when you're watching golf.
Yeah, absolutely. And just in terms of what you're saying there, I'm probably on the Rory side in terms of I try to manufacture shots and that just doesn't work for me at all. I think you've either got that or you've not.
Yeah.
For me, it's actually trying to hit shots full out, but then like going up and down the grip.
Yeah.
You almost feel like you're just taking
Tommy
a
Fleetwood
little
desk.
bit. Yeah. Just kind of cutting a little bit off or trying to hit it a wee bit lower.
See, we do know what we're talking about. See all this? Yeah, see this.
That's how I feel. I kind of play those shots, but I think, you know, for me, if I started thinking the way that you do, I'd be all over the place, and it's down to that kind of personal preference. But Rory, I mean, I think he's got a few different things going on in his swing as well. I think he's all over the place with what he's focusing on within his swing.
Because he used to go
as well.
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm just speaking obviously. Remember, he used to go as your angle. He used to go that way for his driver, and then he would drop it in the inside to keep his draw. Whereas if I go that way, I'm coming right back over the top. And then when he went to Butch, he then really extended and come back in a virtual straight line, didn't he?
Yep.
And now he's back to, it looks almost in between. He's not quite got back his normal feeling yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't get us wrong, Quail Hollow in the Zurich, he was incredible. He waxed lyrical. He saved Shane, he's virtually got Shane Lowry, I tell you, in the PGA.
Pretty much.
But it just looks as if that was a great point, Alison, to be fair. He's lost in his own thought process now, isn't he, with his short game? Because his long game is just natural. He just looks at the ball and kind of like, no disrespect, what you've just said. He can just go full out and it's perfect because his yardages are awesome. But that right in between in his shot fade, almost for 8, back to his full wedges, he just looks as if he's, I don't make me odd, but normal people do, he's just overthinking it.
Yeah. I think as well, what can't be, obviously, I wish he was here personally to ask him, but
so do I.
You know, it must be really tough in terms of how long he's gone without a major win, and the media and the press and all that.
Every single major comes along, he's the second face to see now, because the first face is Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
And then the second face obviously is Rory, but you're right, for 7 years solid.
Yeah.
Rory. And every single year at the Masters, they show the worst picture of him with his donkey stupid hat on and he's leaning over his driver in absolute tears. And so am I, by the way. Because I had 100 quid on him that shit.
But you wonder whether it's got in Rory's head now. That's what's happened.
See, that's a real good point, I think. But I also think that Rory's too strong a character to let that sit in his head for too long. But I 100% think that when he's not his lowest ebb, talking about mental health, but when he's sitting himself and he's got 5 minutes and he's not answering a phone or answering an email, there's no way he's not thinking, I should have 10 majors by now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
How, as a touring pro, that 6-inch space, that 6-inch space must be a nightmare.
Yeah. And I think as well, obviously, you know, likes of a Rory, he's at the top end of the game and stuff like that. But for me, when I was out travelling, people used to say, oh, it must be great, you're going to all these countries, you're doing all this. And I would literally see the inside of the hotel on the golf course and then I'd be straight back on the plane. And you've got a lot of time off course to think about things. And, you know, if you miss the cut, that's even worse because you're there an extra day.
So when you, that's mental, isn't it?
I know.
So see, when you were on the tour, who was the Rory and the Bryson and the Justin when you were there?
Yeah, so Mel Reid, so she was kind of at the top.
Dynamite.
She was at the top.
She looks so fun as well, by the way.
Yeah, she's so great. So I used to get coached by Kevin Craggs, who used to coach her as well. So I've met her a couple of times, and she was kind of at the top of the kind of order of merit and stuff like that. But as I said, at that kind of time, Georgia Hall and Charlie Hull kind of turned pro at
How good are they?
Kind of same time. They're really good. They are. My claim to fame, right?
No, give us it.
Is Home International. So just a couple of years before we turned pro, I beat Georgia Hall in the singles at the Home International. So
That's good.
Scotland v Scotland v England.
Bang that microphone. That is a mic drop, that.
Right, so of the two of them, who's the better player?
Charlie Hall.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Charlie's a better player.
How's she going with now? She's going with somebody famous, isn't she?
It's not you or me, so it can't be that famous. You know,
Obviously not.
Obviously not.
And she's went to that, is it Malibu or Marlboro or something, the sponsor?
Right.
She's went to the same as Jason Day.
Yeah.
I think she's an incredible golfer.
Yeah, she
Hits the ball a long way as well.
Really
Oh my
slow.
God.
Yeah.
And I love the Solheim Cup.
Yeah.
Love the Solheim Cup. She's up for the Solheim Cup, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's like the Sergio Garcia, the European team when it comes to Solheim.
That's right.
There's a few of them.
I love the Solheim
way
Cup.
up for that as well.
The Solheim Cup, I love it, right? And it also makes me feel so inadequate. Because you look at the golf swing and that pressure, I would be shaking like a shitting dog.
That's the
on
thing
that first tee, you've got all the people. I remember. Do you remember the Trilby Tour?
Yes.
So I got to the final of the Trimble Tour, right?
Right, okay.
And I've got the Sky cameras there, and you had to say your name and your handicap and what club you were at on the first tee, and I was...
And you had to be obviously Sean Connery when you did
And
that.
I was hungover.
Because you know
Me and Roddy went
we're
on it. And it was a blistering hot day, and poor Roddy's broke his back like 3 times. Seriously has. And the trouble tour don't let you have a trolley or a buggy. You've got to carry the bag. So Roddy's like, you're not putting it in the bag. It's hot. I'm like, I need water.
no, beer.
Golf balls.
Golf balls.
You're only
beer.
getting 3. What? All that. We stood in the first tee, and I couldn't believe how nervous I was. I mean, I'm not being narcissistic, but I've won club championships in the final. I've been in the final 4 years in a trot, and that is the Ryder Cup for me.
Yeah,
I'm so nervous. But the camera, you look up and there's that says Sky Sports, and you're like, oh. I know that I'm old when I go and try and qualify for the Senior Open. I'll kind of be all right with that because I'm old now and it doesn't really matter. It's all about personal pride, and then it really does matter because I'm so competitive. And I'll have him in my head, and you'll be teaching me, so you'll be saying, I can't put my name on you, pal, if you're rubbish.
Gary Shilliday, I don't coach him, no.
No.
So who else then? Georgia Hall, Charlie Hull, Suzanne Persson. How good is she?
Oh, she's amazing.
What a
She's
putter.
amazing.
It's a personality as well, just this massive big...
I'm scared of her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She was talking about Solheim Cup, and I was like, I better win. I'm not even playing. I need to win.
Yeah, I need to win my singles matches.
What are you talking about, Gary?
She hits it straight as a die or a
Frozen rope.
tiny wee fade, if anything. And what she does is she's pretty much like very regimented, aim for the middle of the green all the time. If the pin's on the right and it fades a little bit, she's
So be
10
it.
feet. If the pin's on the left, fades a little bit, she's 25, 30 feet.
But we're talking
So
about that, people
consistent.
knowing their bad miss.
That's relentless. We did talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, enough people don't understand their bad miss. So if you play with a 10 foot draw or a 10 foot fade, you start it there, and if it stays straight, you're still on the green. You're giving yourself.
That's missing for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
100%. Yeah.
And when I talk to, and I play with some of my best friends are high handicappers, so I've got no snobbery when it comes to handicap, none whatsoever.
But everybody aims for the pin.
Everyone's
like,
I speak to them and I'm like, where are you going?
For the pin?
I'm going, but see 3 years left of that pin, that is like 20 feet off the green, pal. I'm going for the pin. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you get there? A 9.
Yeah.
I wondered why.
But it was a good 9.
I hit it 205.
Had a single putt.
Okay. Joe Alec, we play with another guy obsessed by distance. And it doesn't have it that far, but obsessed by distance, right? And he smashed this golf ball and it went about 50 yards out of bounds.
Right, okay.
Out of bounds. And he stood until the ball disappeared in the best pose you've ever seen in your life. And I'm like, I nearly see his name there. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, absolutely nutted that. And I went, 3 off the tee.
To see, be fair, I did that on Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah, on the par 5, and I was my first shot with the new Stealth 2, and
other manufacturers are available.
Yeah. And I did absolutely creamed it, and Roddy's like, that's out of bounds. Like, no, but no, Roddy, it was a good hit.
Good
But
shot.
look at that, it's out the middle with my athlete's foot tape. Look at that.
It was a good hit, Roddy. I was like, and I was genuinely disappointed because it was such a good
What's your pet hating us, normal golfers?
talking shit.
That's a good one. No, this is the podcast. Don't you ever disrespect my podcast.
What's it, your podcast?
Sorry, our podcast. Mark is the money guy. I'm just the weather.
Yeah.
I think it's probably related to distance.
Aye.
You know, I see that with so many amateur golfers going, you know, first thing, well, when I used to do a bit of custom fitting up at Stirling, I'd say, right, how far do you hit your 7-iron? 155. Put them on the TrackMan or the GC quads, and it'd be like 135.
That's the exact same. We had James Revel on. And James on Instagram, I followed him for ages, and he's a lovely guy. He was really nervous to come on.
You stalked him for ages.
But I did stalk him. I've stalked everybody to come on here.
You do.
That's my job.
It's embarrassing.
That is my job.
It's terrible.
But I love it when they come.
Because everybody comes on, I need to apologise. I'm really
No,
sorry.
you need to send me legal letters. They won't come near you again.
Gary will
James come on, and we said to James,
but it was like a rabbit in the headlight at first.
Oh, he was like, yes.
What are these two going to say to me?
what is that? What is that?
And obviously there's these two Scottish guys, and they're thinking, I have no idea what these two guys are saying.
What's that wee baldy guy saying? I have no idea.
You know, what's
We
the
said
big
to him,
baldy guy saying?
what's the first thing people ask you for a lesson? And he said 20 yards.
Yeah.
I'm flabbergasted by that. My very first lesson, I've not had a lot of lessons, but my very first lesson,
It's obvious. We've seen your
of course it is, 100%.
We've seen you.
I said,
go on for a laugh. Show Alison your grip. Go on. Like,
Oh, right, that's controversial.
I know.
wee bit weak, but it's baseball.
Baseball grip, yeah.
But I do hold my fat bit.
Yeah, and,
Right,
and it's getting longer.
Okay. And you've always played like that?
Always.
Always? Right, okay.
That was my first golf.
Right.
My very first 9 holes I played at Hamilton Golf Club.
Right.
No, Hamilton Golf Club, sorry, Strackley Park.
Yep.
Sorry, a bit posh there.
That was very posh.
Strackley Park.
Were you at Fernagear?
Were you at Rickerton? Strackley Park, and I played like that. In my very first 9 holes, I shot 43.
Oh,
That's not bad, is
that's
it?
pretty good, yeah.
Not bad. And I played like that, and the old guy, I know I'm digressing again here, the old guy said to us, "What are you doing?" And I was like, I'm like 16, I think. No, I'm lying, I'm 13. And he's like, "Don't ever hold the golf club like that, you do it with me again, pal." I'm terrified.
So you never played with him ever again?
I'm telling
Switched your hands over straight away.
I'm telling my dad. No, so at the end of the 9 holes, I said to him, "I might play with dodgy hands, big man, but I beat you by 10. Whoosh. Anyway, I do that. But James said the very first thing, every single person under the age of 35, which blows my mind, all want 20 yards.
More distance, yeah.
But surely they want dispersion and hit a fairway. I went 20 yards further is also 20 yards further that way.
20 yards further up, yeah.
Yeah. I think, but that's down to, guys sitting watching, the men's golf and going, there's Rory hitting it, what X amount. And
I would need to do
wanna
Happy
that.
Gilmore to get 20 yards.
Yeah.
Now that I've lost some fat, I do find a difference. I said to you, didn't I?
You did say that, yeah.
I have put 5, because you used to outdrive me all the time, and now we're kind of level. I've put 10, 15 yards
Trying to
on.
lose weight, is that what you're trying to say?
You need to get some beef. I'm sponsored by the kebab shop, you'll know. But I've always relied on my shot.
Sponsored by Rioja, obviously.
That's right. See, I'm on the Pinot Grigio. I'm on the Rosé. Less fattening. Talons.
Are you sure?
So I rely on my shot game all the time.
Yep.
All the time. And I still don't understand. But I do. In the back of my mind, I do understand. But in terms of golf, and it must be worse for you, in terms of golf, I don't understand why I would quite happily sacrifice 5 yards off every iron to hit every single green.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I know I'm putting.
Yeah.
But you're
Especially
saying
in
that
the
as somebody who
amateur
can
game.
actually, you're saying that as somebody who can actually hit the ball a reasonable distance. But where Alison's coming from is that people going, it goes back to something about why do you go and see a pro? Because you want to do something, that something's not right. Guys that, with all due respect to probably both of us, and the last time I went to go and see a pro was a long time ago. But probably you and I should go and see a pro.
I can't say, because I went to see, I seen Kirsten and I saw Andrew McIntyre.
Oh, yeah.
He's my mate.
Yeah.
Andrew's a great guy, and Andrew gave me a lesson. And to be fair, he said my swing was good. Obviously, a good golfer.
No, he
he
never
said
said that.
no, he did. Trust me, he's on next week.
Right, okay, we'll ask him.
And the only thing he said was that a wee bit heely. I should be more weight in the balls of my toe, and
Right, okay.
that's where obviously my fade comes a wee bit because I'm sitting back
Sitting
a wee
too
bit.
far back, yeah.
And I can understand that stuff. But I and again, I'm not being disrespectful, but I don't think anybody above 8, 9 really gets that.
Yeah.
They watch as many YouTube's channels as they possibly can,
Yeah.
turn up to you and think you've got Roddy's wand,
Yes.
and you can go, you can go bing, 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 and then they can walk away and they are now Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
That must.
Yeah. I mean, my favourite
4 lessons minimum.
Yeah. My favourite quote when someone comes to a lesson with me and
Take up football.
well, if they say, I've been watching this YouTube and it's my grip and it's this and it's that, and then I actually ended up telling them, it's something completely different.
Right.
It's like.
Do you think they blame you for that?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Do you think it's worse? And again, I'm going to say something kind of controversial. Do you think it's worse as a man? You telling a man that he's doing something wrong with his golf swing?
There's definitely.
Do you think they take it on board, or you think they go, "What are you telling me?"
That blows my mind, because I've just said in every podcast, in every conversation we're saying. Sorry, I over the talk of the topic. I didn't mean that. Is that I watch women's golf for the simple fact is I learn more through their swing. I could never swing like Bryson DeChambeau or Rory McIlroy. How do you guys swing like that beast?
Who would want to swing like Bryson?
You watch Nearly Corden, a P1 and P3 are.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
But even like
it doesn't even have this
Lydia Ko and all these golfers are just.
Anyway, you talk. We're talking about
Sorry.
Come on. So tell us.
So, do you think that from a man's point of view, does he take that advice, or do you think is that one of the biggest stigmas that they're saying, "Oh, you're a woman. Who you telling me? I'm a golf.
I've had it.
I know that's a bit off and a bit controversial.
I have had it, where I've had lessons with guys and, saying to them a couple of different things. And in my head, I'm going, you're trying to communicate it in a couple of different ways because are they really listening? Are they taking it on board type thing? And then, they're like, but I think it's this, And it's like, don't get me wrong, I've taught loads of guys in the past before that have been absolutely brilliant, but there definitely is cases out there where it's like, no, I think I know this and I think I know that type thing.
But the guys like you just go, you're right.
Yeah.
I do say, that'll be 35 quid.
That's it.
Thanks.
But don't come back.
I'm getting a Chinese tonight and you're getting an 85 and all that.
I know.
And what did MD ever ask you? Because I find it difficult. No, that's not true. I find it, try to work out how to word it. I find it absurd that lower guys or mid to lower guys don't think much about turf interaction either. That when they strike the ball, you want to hit ball first and then turf.
Yeah.
There's something about the guys who just take the biggest divots known to mankind and just try and smash the ball and wonder why they fat all the time.
Yeah.
That's steep, obviously, in it, and then the bigger divots are like really wide. Then isn't it?
And then you've got the most common ones are the divots are always left because the over the top swing path.
my divots left.
That's a common one. But yeah, I mean, the thing is like, you're not going to learn. Or you do learn stuff from YouTube. I'm not saying that and YouTube's been a great thing for golf, but for lessons, that you've got to see the person, you've got to see their swing.
See, I heard somebody say on YouTube that YouTube was a PGA killer.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
For the wrong reasons, though.
The exact wrong reasons. People have metamorphic changes in their golf swing for the negative by watching YouTube. And talking about turf interaction, did you know?
I was about to go and say,
did you get that?
You just missed a massive opportunity.
No, I'm not. I made that up. I typed that in there.
Turf interaction.
So I just wanted to just take 2 minutes just to thank Gavin Gray again for LCL Landscape and Ground Care. And you can contact him at info@lclscotland.co.uk. And if you feel like giving him a wee phone, it's 01698 446 753. And Gav, I can call him Gav, he's my mate. I think I've got your job, so give me a wee knock on LinkedIn, mate. They are Lanarkshires only trading standard approved landscaping contractor, which is a massive thing.
We did say that, it's a massive thing.
And on top of that, he's now giving you a 5-year warranty on all your projects. That includes decking, fencing, patios, driveways, and your artificial grass. I need you to come and see my artificial grass, actually, because mine's just got a wee bump on it.
Does it do PGA greens?
It does, actually.
Does he?
It does. Look at his website. There is an absolute belter of green on it. I'm trying to get shells into the way I'm thinking that the wee left-hand side, I could have a wee green there, Gav. All right, mate. And for more info, have a wee check at his website and you'll see all the pictures that I carried out there. And there's tons of reviews for his clients. Thank you very much, Gav. Again, mate. Sorry. Did you see how I dropped that turf interaction in there? Did you like that?
Obviously, quite one embarrassing thing, but once again,
it doesn't matter. Sorry, I like his specs.
We're kind of running out of time a wee bit here. So from your organisation, GOLFIT, where do you see that fitting in terms of the development of golf, which obviously we all love and we obviously want it to grow as a sport and a spectacle and that the whole thing that it gives, the ethos behind it gives obviously sort of players and people who obviously love the game. But also, where do you think within Scotland specifically, and central Scotland, because obviously that's where we're all from, and where do you see your organisation fitting in within the sort of the general infrastructure?
Well, I think it was quite interesting, and this is maybe a little bit controversial as well with
we love it.
Golf clubs. So myself and the guys at GOLFIT had a meeting with some of the local golf clubs previous to us opening.
I would love to have been a fly on the wall.
And they were all pretty nervous about us being there. But with the new guys on the block, with the RNA, what are we going to do? We're going to steal all
golf
the golf
course, driving
membership and stuff like that, with driving range, golf course, all that kind of stuff. And they were really nervous about us coming in first and foremost. But we've managed to build a lot of good relationships with clubs close by.
So the Crowwood, we've got Lindsay, Kirkintilla, great golf course, Lindsay.
Out that kind of way.
Kirk is good as well.
So we're now looking at developing these relationships into golf clubs because we fully appreciate that, we're a driving range. We've got venture golf as well for the kind of kids and families. We've got something called park golf, which I mentioned, which is a kind of stepping stone into the game. So it's where you use one club
Brilliant.
and one ball, and all the holes are foot golf sized.
One club challenge. I love it.
That's it.
We're filming that bad boy.
Yeah, we're definitely
Is it a
doing that.
52?
No.
Maybe a 6 iron that you could turn around and putt from the back of it. A la Seve.
I like this. Keep going. I like that.
So it's actually like a kind of big plastic putter that we use and like an undersized tennis ball. So it's aimed at beginners.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Did that not used to have a name back in the day?
It's a take on sort of like Japanese park golf. So I think it was originated in Japan. But we've got it right next to the lock, and it's 9 holes, no holes any longer than about 35 yards. And that's a kind of stepping stone into the game, and especially for
That's
the kids.
class. That's class.
You know, the equipment, some of the equipment that we use on there, it's the same equipment. in
Snag
schools.
golf.
Snag golf.
Snag golf. And my brain. Did you hear it working there? Click, 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 click.
Well, we use the Golfway equipment
Right.
in our kind of schools program, and the Golfway equipment on park golf as well. So it's getting
Brilliant.
kids, especially, that feeling of being out on the golf course for the first time, getting the ball in
Fresh
the
air,
hole, fresh
camaraderie.
hole.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's it. So we've got all these facilities, and the thing we're totally different as well is we don't have membership at GOLFIT, and we've on purpose done that.
Very
We've done
good.
it that way. We've got a sort of your GOLFIT wallet where you can put money on, and we'll give you like 20% extra. Because we wanted to give people the flexibility to choose what they want to do. So, for example, you know, if you want to just go and play the golf course with that money, you can do. But say you want to bring kids along or whatever
Lessons?
and play we don't use it for lessons just yet, but we're getting there.
You're working on that, aren't you?
We're working
You're
on
working on
that.
that. I'll drop that in for you, Alison. I'll take the 20 quid later.
But it's flexible in terms of, like, you know, you can choose when you want to play. You can, you know, use it in the driving range. You can bring the kids along. We wanted to give people that flexibility and choose what they want to do.
Brilliant.
So I think once, you know, the golf clubs kind of got wind of that, they were a bit nervous of, you know, what we're trying to do and all that kind of stuff. But we fully appreciate that the golfing journey doesn't end at GOLFIT. We might introduce kids and adults to the game at GOLFIT, but we want them to go on, become members of golf clubs. But also, you know, they need to recognise that they need to change.
Aye, because you're looking for your market share and almost sycophantically looking to be like a feeder.
It's a step.
Do 9 holes
and
and an 18-hole golf course.
Golf needs to change.
Yeah.
And that's what
it's going to get lost behind.
100%.
Now, I'm going to pitch something to you. Right? Okay.
yes.
Okay. So, how about, obviously, we come and we film, and obviously you giving some lessons. To us too. Yeah, to us too. I mean, let's be honest. We'll go and have a lesson.
I want 20 yards.
Yeah, I want 30. but obviously we show the facilities, and we'll do an outside broadcast, and we'll obviously do that. We'll stream it.
That'd be great.
And that way, obviously, you can show how GOLFIT fits within. Because sometimes
That's perfect.
we can all talk about it, but sometimes it's better people to actually see, and people are much more visual.
100%.
Go and see it, see you
Great idea.
teaching, do some, obviously give them some lessons
Yeah.
to 2 old farts, you know, who think they know a wee bit about golf.
Who else has gone with you?
You know, well, you were going with somebody else. So, but also it gives you a chance to sort of show the facilities and show how GOLFIT fits within.
And that's separate, because I've already pitched the fact that we want a sponsor.
I was doing it on the podcast, so we could obviously, Alison had to say yes.
and this is no smoke up your kilt, so to speak. That wouldn't have been offered if you hadn't been engaging, and Jacob being a nice fella there sitting in the corner there looking all smiley. If you hadn't been engaging, then we need to protect our brand the same as you need to protect your brand. But Mark's absolutely spot on that, regardless of what happens with the sponsorship side of it. That would be great. Oh, it's good PR for you anyway. That would be great for us as well, because that would really help our podcast as well. But you definitely need to come back on.
Yeah,
I think we've only scratched the surface.
we have. Yeah,
Absolutely do. I would. Cause we do talk a lot.
As you've probably gathered. Actually, this is one of the episodes I've actually spoken less than most.
Have I been that bad? Have I?
Gary, here we go.
I can't help it. Hopefully, it's palpable. We're so enthusiastic, and
No, I love it.
and we
It's
love
brilliant.
golf. We,
Yeah.
Like, obsessed isn't the word. It's really bad, actually. But
Because with all this thing, I'd written down USPGA. We never even got to the Scottish Chef.
look at the notes I've got.
We never even got to the Scottish Chef Elephant in the Room. That's a whole podcast on its own.
No, that is. That could take a couple hours.
Oh my
to do
God!
that.
And the fact that Scotty seems always been a wee bit economical with the truth.
I know. I loved the fact about what he said.
No.
I did my warm up in the jail cell
But
the
did you
day.
not
That was
hear-
a bit different.
but
I loved that.
But do you hear the one of the journalists saying to him, Scotty, did you sort of give them all that? Do you know who I am, Scotty Scheffler? And he went, no, I never did that at all.
They knew who I was.
Apparently somebody came out and went, oh, he did. Absolutely. He went, do you know who I am? I'm Scotty Scheffler.
No way.
Seriously.
I am shuffling Scottish effort.
I'm
Look at his golf swing. How do you fix that?
I know, you don't fix that. You
Look
just...
at the feet.
I know. I know.
Fred Astaire with a golf club.
I know.
Yeah.
But probably the best hands, on
He
the tour.
saves himself.
Massively. Yeah, massively. I don't even think you could replicate it.
No, we've tried. I've tried.
On a regular basis.
I had to get a new hip.
Hence, my back is gone.
How are you doing? Not very well.
No, I can't play golf ever again. Why is that? Because I was trying to do a Scottish
So
Shuffle.
what's the aspirations for GOLFIT then?
The aspirations
Because we're quite close there,
for
sorry.
it to go global. So that's right from the very top. So Martin Slumbers, has been fantastic. He's obviously the CEO of the RNA.
We did a wee bit of research, to be honest.
And GOLFIT was born, because of him. And he wants to break down the barriers, make sure that golf is thriving.
Take on the big
50 years from now. And GOLFIT, there's already plans in place for it to roll out globally across the UK and then across the world.
Can you smell a partnership?
Absolutely. I think I can smell something brewing. So it's not just your fans on. Personally, then, what's your aspirations from a personal level?
Yeah, I mean, well,
back on the tour, or is that just
that's a closed book?
Is that
now.
gone?
Yeah,
Right, okay.
I mean, I love.
Which is a shame because
Are you saying you're not good enough now?
No. I think I've had that experience and I'm happy with where I've left it.
Properly, I can feel from you. It's palpable from you how rewarding you're feeling from the kids coming, the women's golf, the teaching.
Yeah, absolutely. And working for the the RNA as well, being part of that.
Enormous.
And is that where you see your sort of your
Can you fix my handicap?
I can try.
Can we ask a question? What's going on? I mean, why is open play? I'm not.
Until today, I'd never heard of it. To be
I've
honest.
not had click on open play.
Yeah. I thought it was something completely different, to be honest.
I just hope I went for +2 to about 6.
No, you've not. See, if you come out with 6,
shots.
if you with 6, I'll be phoning the RNA myself. I'll be driving up there.
I'll just pass Alison my bank card. Can I get 6, please? Sorry, Shells. I'm joking.
He doesn't have a bank card.
I don't have a bank card. Lorraine's the boss of the money.
He doesn't get trusted with anything like that.
So, would you be open to come back on?
Absolutely, yeah, I'd love to.
Brilliant. And we would love, if you can find out, if you guys can find out, we'd love to come and film.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, you take pictures of the film and stuff for your social blasts. Yeah. And we have, there's no qualms for us. You can blast as much social media as you want, as long as you kind of hashtag at AmEveryGolfer in it. That would be absolutely superb. And if we'll obviously promote you guys if you wouldn't mind telling everybody to like and subscribe. AmEveryGolfer on YouTube. That would be very good.
Thanks very much.
No, listen.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for stalking you, and I'm delighted that you've came on board. But you're going to get more stalking now because I think you've been a fantastic guest. I would love you back on. You've been absolutely superb.
Thank you.
And I would love to have a real proper blather about the tour stuff if that's all right with you.
100%. Yeah.
And then if we get you back on again. We'll do a tour, then do more lesson stuff again, if that's all right with you.
And actually, we can even film. Obviously, we'll film the lesson as well, but we even do something.
I'm not playing with. I love a plane. See a plane lesson, and if vlog that, that would be incredible.
9 holes.
We could do that.
Yeah. We could do that.
Let's do that.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
I need to get my T100 SH ready.
Get on that.
So that'll be next year. Then we're doing that.
Sorry, Lorraine, I'm buying golf clubs tonight.
I need to buy them. I've committed myself.
Mark said.
But if that's okay with you, we would love to do it. And obviously, it's been.
I'd love to come back.
And I know we do. The two of us do talk.
I'm really bad. I'm so sorry, right?
But it is because we love
it.
We love golf. We love everything about it, and it's really good to sort of hear a local story. And obviously, somebody who lives, in Scotland as well, and can understand what the two of us actually are saying, which is quite a novel thing.
And it'd be quite cool for you guys to send us some narrative
or some money.
Money's better. But send us some narrative, and we'll kind of throw it out there. I know that's there's something else going on in the background, but we'll throw something out for you.
No, that'd be amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Superstar. Thank you
once again. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Cheers. Thank you. Cheers, Mark. Gary.
Sorry, I know I bounced away from the microphone.
You did, I know.
I'm so bad for it.
Okay, take care. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.